In the top stories, Prime Minister drew to lead meeting with community leaders amid rising crime. Opposition leader Mark Brantley calls for unity amid crime crisis and says RSS should be deployed. Commissioner of Police issues statement following recent homicides. The details on these stories and more after the break.
It's something that you can't put into words. A buzz in the air. From the time you wake up, you're ready to go. The freedom, the fantasy, the fete. To know it is to live it and love it. You have to experience it. If you know, you know. Angostura White Oak Rum. New look, same vibes inside.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I am Jasmine Thomas. Prime Minister the Honourable Dr. Terence Drew will convene a critical meeting with community leaders, social clubs and NGOs on Friday 23rd August to address the growing violence and crime in St. Christopher and Nevis. Framing these issues as public health crises, Dr. Drew emphasized the need for a unified whole-of-society approach. This meeting will kick off a national consultation and a 90-day campaign focused on citizen security involving all stakeholders, including religious institutions, political parties and community organizations. Dr. Drew stressed that violence and crime affect every facet of society and solutions must be inclusive and collaborative. The meeting will gather insights to guide the campaign, with Dr. Drew committed to engaging leaders across the political and social spectrum. He emphasized that citizen security is paramount and called for collective action to create a safer St. Christopher and Nevis. The 90-day campaign will target the root causes of violence, aiming to foster long-term peace and security in the Federation. Opposition leader Mark Brantley has expressed deep concern over the escalating violence in St. Christopher and Nevis, describing the current crime wave as unprecedented and unacceptable. His national address on Wednesday night followed the tragic loss of yet another young man to violent crime, which he lamented as part of a disturbing trend of youth-on-youth violence gripping the Twin Island. Jean-Baptiste Clark has more in this report.
St. Kitts and Nevis is at a crossroads and extraordinary measures are necessary to combat the crisis, so says Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley. During a national address on Wednesday night, he bemoaned the issue of spiralling crime and proposed several measures to address the situation. The Premier, who is also opposition leader in the Federation, believes that the current spate of crime is beyond the capabilities of the local protective services. He called for the Regional Security System, RSS, to be deployed. He also called on the United States of America to do more to stem the flow of illegal guns and ammunition into St. Kitts and Nevis. Among his proposed reforms, Premier Brantley recommended a top-to-bottom review of the nation's security forces.
There should be mandatory and ongoing polygraph testing for all police, army, customs and prison officials. We must target known criminals and their associates and ensure that they have no respite and no places to hide. All leave and holiday for our security forces should be immediately cancelled. Our policemen and women must not be in the comfort of their homes or barracks, but deployed into the communities. We must deploy greater physical and electronic surveillance tools so that our crime fighting response is led by more technology and intelligence gathering.
He also stressed the importance of addressing the social roots of crime. He advocated for the reintroduction of moral and ethical instruction in schools, starting at the preschool level and continuing throughout the child's education. Additionally, he called for the re-establishment of youth groups such as Boy Scouts, Girl Guides, Pathfinders and the Cadet Corps as a mandatory part of the curriculum. In terms of economic opportunity, the opposition leader pushed for an aggressive alternative pathway program that would support marginalized youth.
We must reintroduce an aggressive alternative pathway program. The new program, whether called Peace, Elevate, or by whatever name, must emphasize that those marginalized youth who genuinely wish to be productive citizens will be supported with jobs and economic opportunity. We must not pay people to stay home and not work. We must not reward bad behavior. Any new version of the alternative pathway program must insist that those who benefit personally are also bringing benefits to the community at large. I am here talking about jobs, providing seed capital to start businesses, expunging criminal records to assist former offenders with job opportunities in the private sector, inviting and incentivizing the private sector to play its part in giving these young men and women a second chance, providing free training, especially in vocational skills such as plumbing, air conditioning, electrical, auto mechanic, shade house agriculture, and agro-processing for our youth.
The opposition leader also proposed amending the country's anti-gang legislation to allow police to detain suspected gang members for up to 7 days without charge, extending the current 72-hour maximum to allow for more thorough investigations. He suggested that targeted states of emergency, modeled after Jamaica's zones of special operations, could be deployed where necessary to restore order.
We should look to the Jamaican example of zones of special operations to include limited and targeted states of emergency where necessary. Lastly, I reiterate my cry that the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister of National Security must extend his hand across the political aisle and seek consensus and active assistance from the opposition. As leader of the opposition and as Premier of Nevis, I and my team stand ready, willing, able, and eager to assist.
While Brantley acknowledged that his proposals are not a complete solution, he insisted that the time for inaction has passed. He said doing nothing is no longer an option. Dion Batiste-Clark, ZIZ News.
Thanks, Dion. And the Commissioner of Police, James Sutton, on Wednesday evening issued a statement on rising gun violence in St. Christopher and Nevis. He spoke of a community approach that is needed to curb the rise of crime. Speaking sternly to criminals, the Commissioner said that they would be sought out. He implored them to resolve their differences in other ways.
We are determined to target and dismantle criminal elements that seek to destroy our communities. The perpetrators of these violent acts will face the full force of the law. We are committed to taking back our communities and ensuring our streets are safe for everyone. To those who are lawless and are bent on wreaking havoc on our communities, we are right behind you. We are coming for you wherever you are. You cannot and will not win the war on crime.
Commissioner Sutton gave the police force's commitment to resolving crime.
Be assured that the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force is fully committed to addressing these crimes with the utmost seriousness. We are mobilizing all available resources and deploying specialized units to investigate these incidents. All available intelligence gathering techniques will be employed to get to the core of these vicious acts. We vow to be more proactive than reactive in our crime-fighting efforts. By this, our focus is mainly prevention rather than detection. Bringing those responsible for these criminal acts to justice is critical to our mission to prevent retaliatory justice.
The Commissioner of Police urged the public to remain vigilant. After the break, government to reconvene on Alexandra Hospital expansion project soon, says Brantley, and the Nevis Island administration engaging diaspora and developing concession package for returning nationals. Stay with us.
So get up and unite for The CPL is back for 2024. And the St. Lucia Kings are hunting for their first title. This year, it will be the best ever CPL, with global superstars, massive sixes, and incredible entertainment at the biggest party in sport. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com.
Are you tired of Wi-Fi dead zones in your home? The Cable has the ultimate solution with our whole home Wi-Fi coverage. Say goodbye to frustrating signal drops and hello to seamless connectivity in every corner of your home. No more
Mom, my tablet's not working in my bedroom. My game is freezing, Daddy.
or WhatsApp calls dropping as you walk around the house. So many people struggle with dead zones and restricted Wi-Fi, and the Cable has the answer. Enjoy full blanket increased Wi-Fi coverage with installation in 48 hours or less. Whole home Wi-Fi coverage is here. Get the whole family connected today. Come in or call the Cable at 465-2588 to get your whole home Wi-Fi boost installed. The Cable, always giving you more. Terms and conditions apply.
Here are your hot Value Mart IGA specials.
Running August 22nd to September 4th.
Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Essential everyday barbecue sauces, just $7.99 each. Act 2 microwave popcorn, just $7.79. Essential everyday shredded and chunk cheeses, $7.99 each. Red Baron French bread pizzas, $13.99. Stone Ridge ice cream sandwiches, $19.99 each. Essential everyday reusable containers, $15.99. And now our very low weekly
Value deals. Essential everyday pasta, $4.99. Essential everyday pasta sauce, $9.99. Essential everyday apple juice, $7.99. IGN Essential everyday peanut butter, creamy and crunchy, $8.99. IGN Essential everyday table salt, $4.79. Soft soap, liquid and soap, $9.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en
Value Mart.
Healthwise on ZIZ TV, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Hosted by Dr. Malik Lescott, Dr. Jolette Woodley, and Dr. Patrice Lawrence.
Welcome back. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas, gave an overview on his recent visit to India during a press conference earlier today. On that trip, several agreements were signed. One of the deals brokered is for a major hotel based in India to establish itself here in St. Kitts. Dr. Douglas said despite challenges posed in the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, the government is continuing to seek out investments in the hotel industry.
The recent statistics that we have demonstrate that we are building back up to where we were before COVID, not only in terms of hotel tourism, but also in terms of the cruise tourism. So even though at the moment we may not be achieving the kind of occupation that we would envisage, that does not stop us from going into search for high-end branded hotels to continue to come to St. Kitts and Nevis.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs believes the eventual establishment of this hotel can even add to the further opening of the country's air bridge.
Airlift, of course, has been one of the challenges, and you would recognize that in recent times the Minister of Tourism, the distinguished Minister of Tourism, has been working tremendously hard to bring new airlift, new flights to St. Kitts and Nevis. JetBlue is one of those that came in after COVID, and we have two others which at the moment are beginning to resurface and establish themselves. We are hoping that with this brand, then we would have also increased airlift, and there's no question as to whether this hotel and others would be fully occupied.
An MOU was also signed to acquire an electric patrol boat for the Coast Guard from India. Dr. Douglas also noted his belief that St. Kitts and Nevis can partner with India in the area of technology to boost national security locally.
Our Coast Guard had been in discussions with India pertaining to patrol boats. What I think is different is that instead of using now only the diesel fuel patrol boats, they are now offering an electric boat, which will provide additional services for security of our borders. But the high tech, remember, India is high tech. We believe that one of the ways by which we can improve our services in protection of our citizens and in preventing crime is using technology.
The Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas. Discussions regarding the completion of the Alexandra Hospital expansion project are expected to reconvene soon, notes Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley. He was speaking during his August 22nd press conference when he made the announcement.
Well, I don't have an update today. That I did explain that we had taken a decision as a cabinet to put on hold until such time as we got through the Culture Armor festivities. So we are only now starting to reopen discussions about how we proceed and obviously the funding on that project. But it is a critical project and it is one that I can assure the public we will get.
The expansion will see the addition of a physiotherapy wing, pediatric isolation wing, laboratory wing, operating theatre and radiology wing. The Alexandra Hospital expansion project is jointly funded by the Sugar Industry Diversification Fund and the Nevis Island Administration. The Nevis Island Administration, NIA, is actively consulting with Nevisians living abroad to develop an attractive concession package for nationals interested in returning to the island to live and invest. Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, stated that the NIA is carefully crafting a plan to insensitize Nevisians in the diaspora to return home and contribute to the island's development. We recognize that we need to give careful thought to what we can offer and what might prove attractive to our people to come home, Premier Brantley said, adding that assistance has been sought to finalize the package. In a recently published open letter, Premier Brantley, who also serves as Nevis's Minister of Economic Planning, extended an invitation to Nevisians and those of Nevisian descent to return and take advantage of the opportunities available on the island. Nevis needs your skills, your investment dollars, your expertise, your passion, your love and patriotism, Brantley wrote in his July 30, 2024 letter, encouraging expatriates to be part of the island's ongoing transformation. Premier Brantley emphasized that Nevis has made significant strides since many Nevisians left decades ago in search of better economic opportunities abroad. The recent Culturama 50th anniversary homecoming celebrations, he noted, gave returning Nevisians a chance to witness the island's progress. He highlighted the advancements in infrastructure that propelled Nevis into a new era, including improved electricity, water supply, roads, housing, and internet connectivity. The Premier also pointed to upcoming projects such as airport development as evidence of the island's systematic modernization. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force says it is actively supporting an ongoing archaeological investigation in Nevis following the discovery of human skeletal remains near Pinneys Beach Hotel. They were first reported by a resident on the evening of Friday, 16th August, after he came across them while walking along the beach. In collaboration with the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society, NHCS, a site visit was conducted on Sunday, August 18th, and the investigation team includes NHCS Director Teresia Herbert, Independent Consultant Lorna Abungo, Dr. Just Morsing, a Senior Principal Investigator from Search Inc., a US-based archaeological firm, and Sergeant Weeks from our Forensic Crime Scene Unit. Preliminary findings by Dr. Morsing indicate that the skeletal remains are archaeological in nature rather than forensic, meaning that they are of historical significance and do not pertain to a recent death or any ongoing criminal investigation. The remains appear to have been exposed over a prolonged period due to coastal erosion and are embedded in hardened sand, indicating their antiquity. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force continues to collaborate closely with the NHCS and international experts to ensure this discovery is handled with the utmost care and respect for its historical significance. Coming up, regional news. Dominican student becomes first to write CSEC and CAPE in one sitting. The details when we come back.
Are you tired of Wi-Fi dead zones in your home? The Cable has the ultimate solution with our whole home Wi-Fi coverage. Say goodbye to frustrating signal drops and hello to seamless connectivity in every corner of your home. No more
Mom, my tablet's not working in my bedroom. My game is freezing, Daddy.
or WhatsApp calls dropping as you walk around the house. So many people struggle with dead zones and restricted Wi-Fi, and the Cable has the answer. Enjoy full blanket increased Wi-Fi coverage with installation in 48 hours or less. Whole home Wi-Fi coverage is here. Get the whole family connected today. Come in or call the Cable at 465-2588 to get your whole home Wi-Fi boost installed. The Cable, always giving you more. Terms and conditions apply.
Also the most aggressive and extreme forecast they've ever issued this early in the season.
Ajanaya Casimir of St. Mary's Academy in Dominica has etched his name in the annals of Dominica's educational history. Casimir has become the first and only secondary school candidate to simultaneously write for both the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC and the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE in one setting. He obtained the 9 CSEC Grade 1s and 4 CAPE Grade 1s this year. This remarkable achievement marks a significant milestone for Dominica's education system and showcases the exceptional talent and dedication of its students. Following CXC's results release ceremony, Casimir received personal congratulations from Dr. Wayne Wesley, the Registrar and CEO of the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, and Dr. Nicole Manning, CXC's Director of Operations. Although the Prime Minister says there will be no election in November, opposition leader in Trinidad and Tobago, Kamla Prasad Bissessar, is giving notice that the United National Congress, UNC, will launch its election campaign in September. Elections are constitutionally due in 2025. As she wound up the UNC pre-budget consultation at her Siparia constituency office in Penal on August 21, Prasad Bissessar prophesied that her party would win and form the next government. We will hit the ground running. Although the Prime Minister said no election will be held in November, it may be called in December. She told the audience that the ruling People's National Movement, PNM, had no achievements to boast about, and the constitutional reform report was the gimmick document they would use to try to woo supporters. Coming up, Somalia threatens to suspend Ethiopian Airlines flights amid territorial disputes. International news is next when we come back.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you. Our endowment plans provides customers with adequate returns on their investment. The quinquennial bonus policy offers a 25% payout of the sum assured every 5 years. Other life insurance packages can help to secure your family's future. Also, please consider our health plans so you can be reimbursed for medical expenses to ease financial impact. Just remember, the younger you are, the more affordable insurance is for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Join us on ZIZ TV for Youth Lounge with Skanifer, a talk show on vital topics such as tourism, entrepreneurship, education, religion, sex education, and mental health. Featuring experts from St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean region. Tune in live on the first and third Wednesday of every month at 8:30 p.m. on ZIZ TV.
Somalia has issued a warning to suspend all Ethiopian Airlines flights to its territory due to an ongoing territorial dispute. The Somali Civil Aviation Authority, SCAA, announced on August 21 that the airline has failed to respond to concerns related to Somali sovereignty. The dispute escalated after Ethiopia signed an agreement in January 2024 with the separatist region of Somaliland, securing access to 20 kilometers of Somaliland's coastline for 50 years in exchange for recognizing the territory. Somalia views this deal as a direct violation of its sovereignty, heightening tensions between the two countries. The SCAA also expressed frustration over Ethiopian Airlines' recent actions, including the removal of Somali destination names from its systems, which the SCAA believes undermine Somalia's sovereignty. Ethiopian Airlines has been given a deadline of 23rd August 2024 to address these issues, or all flights to Somalia will be suspended. And Tim Walz is running for vice president, but for a while on Wednesday night, it felt like he was campaigning to be the nation's high school football coach. Before he spoke, roughly a dozen of the players on the team he helped to coach a Minnesota State championship decades ago ran on stage, some wearing their old high school jerseys, bouncing to the blasting horns of a marching band. Once Mr. Walz did appear, delegates in this packed arena waved signs that read "Coach Walz," and the crowd chanted "Coach, Coach, Coach." As this was Mr. Walz's first significant opportunity to introduce himself to the nation, his speech was heavy on his personal story, his time as a football coach, of course, but also his upbringing, his enlistment in the Army National Guard, his work as a high school teacher, and his service as a congressman and governor. Up next in sports, Cricket West Indies confirms a single nomination for vice president role and a partnership between St. Kitts and Nevis and India established in sport. Stay tuned.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you. Our endowment plans provides customers with adequate returns on their investment. The quinquennial bonus policy offers a 25% payout of the sum assured every 5 years. Other life insurance packages can help to secure your family's future. Also, please consider our health plans so you can be reimbursed for medical expenses to ease financial impact. Just remember, the younger you are, the more affordable insurance is for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
And first up in sports, Cricket West Indies CWI will hold an election for the Vice President on the 20th of September 2024. This follows the recent judicial decision from the High Court of Guyana regarding the Vice President's election, which has led to Mr. Azim Basarath vacating the position. At the close of nominations, Mr. Batharath is the sole candidate, having been nominated by the Jamaica Cricket Association and Leeward Islands Cricket Board. The nominations were circulated as customary, and every territorial board, which constitutes the shareholders, was adequately notified. CWI is being guided by its Articles of Association in conducting this election to ensure the process is handled with the highest standards of democratic principles and transparency. The upcoming election will provide a timely resolution to the current vacancy of the office of the Vice President and reinforce CWI's commitment to fair governance. The organization looks forward to the completion of the robust and transparent electoral process while continuing its efforts to advance the sport of cricket across the region. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas, believes there are opportunities to be explored between the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis and India. One of these key areas includes sports tourism.
We recognize that sports is not only one of the top achievers of Kittitians, but also it is one of those areas that facilitates economic development through tourism.
A memorandum of understanding of training and exchange of expertise in sport was signed between the two countries, and Dr. Douglas believes it will be of benefit to both nations.
We joked around when we were there because we know that although they can and have beaten us in cricket, there are other sports that we can beat them in. I don't think they do much football. I don't see that much. And so we can teach them the game of football to some extent. And in cricket, we believe that we are good. And we need simply to learn a little more from India, and we will get just as good to dominate as we did in the past, of course, the West Indies cricket team.
The Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas. When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
It's okay to party. It's okay to drink. But it's never okay to drive after drinking at a party. Make it a night to remember, not a night to forget. Stay alive. Don't drink and drive. Make the right choice. St. Kitts and Nevis.
Recapping the top stories. Prime Minister drew to lead meeting with community leaders amid rising crime. Opposition leader Mark Brantley calls for unity amid crime crisis, says RSS should be deployed, and Commissioner of Police issues statement following recent homicides. That's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you for joining us. I am Jasmine Thomas. Grace be to you and peace be multiplied.